What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream, people. And the day after the 7-0 mauling, people. We were like an XL bully last night against PSV. Smashed, battered, annihilated. People are dreaming of Champions League finals. And there's a feel-good factor in the Arsenal fan base again. 7-1, people. Listen, let's apply context. On one hand, I would say Arsenal fans enjoy the victory, celebrate the victory, be optimistic, but don't get carried away with it. It doesn't cover up a lot of the faults of this season that have come from higher up within the club. I've always said don't blame these players. I think they've done their best this season with what they've had. So enjoy it, but don't get carried away with it. But we will enjoy it. We will discuss it. We will do the player ratings. And we will break down a monster victory for Arsenal. But let's get one thing clear. PSV are not as good as Arsenal. If PSV were in the Premier League right now, they would probably... I mean, looking at the table, they're not as good as Chelsea. I'm not even sure if they're as good as Newcastle. They would struggle to make the Europa League. They would struggle to make the Europa League, in my opinion, in the Premier League. We're a better team than PSV. They were dreadful last night. But we did the business, which was great. You can only beat what's in front of you. However, whichever team we get in the quarterfinal, we're going to have to go up 1 or 2 levels to compete. And that's the reality of the situation. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. So, balance is what I'm saying here, people. Because I've seen some Arsenal fans running away with themselves. Oh my God, 7-1, blah, blah, blah. We're going to win it. Bang, bang. We'll beat anybody. Bring on Real Madrid. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Woosa, woosa, woosa. PSV are not great. But then on the other hand, we should be a little bit optimistic and celebrate and smile. You know, I'm not saying don't enjoy it either. We should enjoy it. But will we get away with that attack against Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid? If we get past them, it's potentially a Liverpool, it could be a Barcelona in the final, whatever. I'm not so sure. So I'm not getting carried away, but we will definitely enjoy the situation. You know what? Somebody put a comment yesterday. They said, considering you've won 7-1, you're happy, but you're not as happy as I thought you would be. And I said, you know, the reason for that is because I look at this Arsenal team and I think what could have been. Imagine if right now, bear in mind, Saka and Martinelli are not far away from a return. They'll be back next month. Imagine if Saka, Martinelli were coming back and we'd bought a prolific goal scorer in January. Imagine having all of that coming together for the next game. Now, it's still positive that Saka and Martinelli are coming back, but we still don't have that striker. And I'm not sure you're going to get away with Marino up front against the elites of Europe, people. I just don't think you're going to. But it is what it is. Let's enjoy the victory. Big up Shane Gooner. Thanks for the shout out on my channel. Make sure you go and follow his channel. Shane Gooner, big up to you, bro. Jordan said it was nice to see us score goals, to be honest. Bro, I said before the game, I think we'll have 2 shots on target. We had 8 shots on target. And we scored 7 goals, which is unbelievable. I'm going to start the show off with a poll. More polls than a Miami strip club. I used to say Atlanta, but Dre says Miami strip clubs are a little bit more prolific. And the poll I'm going to be asking, and, you know, I believe I'm comfortable enough to ask this question. We've won 7-1. Who would you prefer in the quarterfinal? Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid? And I don't want to influence your decision with my opinion. I want you to just go with whatever you guys believe. I'm actually going to sort of contradict myself a little bit here. Because stylistically, everything would say you don't want Arsenal to play Atletico Madrid. They're an amazing mid-block team. We struggle to break those teams down. Cool. Ideally, you would rather not play them. Real Madrid will give you more chances. However, for me, I think we've got a better chance against Atletico Madrid than Real Madrid. Because you can sit there on one hand and say, okay, Real Madrid, I'd rather play them because they open up a little bit more and they give you a little bit more opportunity. But that's the best attack in world football. Now, I know we've got a fantastic defence, so you might look at it and go, well, our defence might be able to stop that front three, but I'm just not sure we will. I think if you're talking from pure enjoyment, we all want to see Arsenal against Real Madrid. You want to see Vinny and Mbappe and Bellingham at the carpet. What a game that will be, and they attack, and I think there'll be goals. But I think as a way of getting through, if Arsenal play Real Madrid, I think we're out. I think we're out. And listen, we might be out against Atletico Madrid, but I just think Real Madrid have got a unique history in this competition. They're just unbelievable. They turn into something else. Mbappe's desperate for that Ballon d'Or. I mean, look, and I get what you're saying. Most of you in the chat disagree with me, and I respect it. You know, Atletico are so good at spoiling games. They might bully us. Simeone's the master of these kind of games. I totally understand that. I just don't know if we can contain Real Madrid. I really don't know if we can. I would rather play Atletico Madrid, to be honest. I think you've got a better chance of beating them. And listen, they are a very good team. And I'm doing a bit of research. I mean, they've lost the least games in La Liga this season. They've conceded the least. So again, I'm sort of contradicting myself. But then I'm looking at their team, and it's just not as good as Real Madrid. I mean, Lenglet plays centre-back. I don't rate that guy at all. I just don't rate that guy. They play 4-4-2, which means you can get joy in midfield. Odegaard can get space. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll leave the poll there. A lot of people think, you know, we got a better chance against Real Madrid because of how much they attack. But I just think Real Madrid are too good. I think they've got too much quality for us. Well, I do think we could do something against Atletico Madrid. But we'll see. We'll see. I am sort of contradicting myself. But one thing I will say, Atletico Madrid-Arsenal, I think, would be a much more boring game to watch. Where the Real Madrid game would be exciting, but, you know, it is what it is. Whoever we get, you're talking about Arteta against Ancelotti. That doesn't fill me with confidence. Or you're talking about Arteta against Simeone. That doesn't fill me with confidence. So either way, it's going to be difficult. But as I've said many times, and I said this even before we played PSV, Arsenal fans, embrace the opportunity. Embrace it. This is what Champions League football is about. Let's play against the very best. From a stylistic and a watch-along point of view, Real Madrid would be the game to watch. It would be an absolute monster game. Not Dundalk, not Bodo Glimt, Real Madrid. But I tell you what, I did a double watch along last night. And I'm telling you now, that Madrid game is far from over. Because Atletico made Real look uncomfortable at times. And the second leg's in Atletico. Oof, tough game. They missed Bellingham's physicality in midfield. But yeah, listen, it'll be incredible. And listen, hopefully some of you guys will go to that game as well. I'd love to go and watch if Arsenal got Real Madrid in the Bernabeu. But hey, here's what it is. 7-1 to the Arsenal people. And by the way, big up to everyone who subscribed recently. We went past 91k yesterday. Thank you very much for your support. As always, amazing when you see those numbers, when you think you know, of where the channel started. So thank you very much to everybody in the community, Twitch gang as well, because people say, you always forget about us on Twitch. Big up the Twitch gang and the YouTube gang, C-Unit Business. Now, I've been away from home, Arsenal, many times. Dundalk always catching straight. I'm going to go and visit Dundalk. They're always the team that... Bodo Glimt and Dundalk, they've caught a lot of strays off me, I can't lie, but it is what it is, people. Let's embrace Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid at the end of the day. I think most of us are in a situation now, mentally as Arsenal fans, where we're going, we're probably going to end up trophyless. So you know what? Who knows? What I will say, people, is stranger things have happened. This isn't copium. I'm not turning into a top gooner. Do I expect us to beat Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid? No, but I don't expect Arsenal to turn up for those games and just surrender and wave the white flag and go, no, we're out. This is a Madrid that just lost against Real Betis. This is an Atletico Madrid that lost 1-0 to Leganes a month ago. Teams you've never heard of. It sounds like a vegetable. So let's not sit here. We're not playing MSN Barcelona, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. We're not playing Real Madrid, Benzema, Ronaldo and Bale. I expect Arsenal to compete with both of them teams. This can't be like Bayern Munich 15 years ago, 10 years ago, where you're getting beaten 10-2. I expect something to happen. I'm definitely going to visit Dundalk one day. I'm going to message them and say, listen, man, I've said a few things. But anyway, let's get into it. Hi, what do you think about the Doncic-LeBron combo? Number one, I think it was probably orchestrated by the league because I think the NBA, I love basketball. You guys know I talk about it all the time. I was watching it last night, Golden State against New York Knicks, Steph Curry going crazy. The one thing that winds me up about NBA is all the best players are separated. Most of them. And I want a situation where 2 or 3 monsters are in the same team. Maybe it's because of the salary cap, but Doncic LeBron is ridiculous. A wizard and the king. You know what time it is. But the NBA wanted that to happen, man. The Lakers, biggest franchise in basketball, suffering, people calling them a joke, you know, because Bronny's playing. You get Doncic there. You know what time it is. So, yeah, it's a great combination. It is a great combination. We have 0 chance of breaking down Atletico. There's always a chance, man. There's always a chance. This is football. They're back 4. Javi Galan. Is it Garland? Galan. You've got Clement Lenglet, who I don't rate Lenglet at all. Wasn't he on loan at Tottenham from Barcelona? Don't rate him. You've got Jimenez, who I think is a beast, and you've got Llorente, who is a beast. But Llorente, ideally, is a midfielder. They've stuck him in at right back. So, Galan, I don't know too much about, to be honest. But Lenglet, I don't rate, and Llorente is not a natural defender. Listen, man, I don't... Maybe I'm a bit disrespectful here. They, as a unit, they are so structured, but I still think they can be got at, especially in the home game. We played them all them years ago under Wenger. I think that was a better Atletico Madrid team than this. And we should have beat them at the Emirates, by the way. Remember that day Koscielny made that mistake and Griezmann scored? We battered them. That day Oblak turned into Spider-Man. We cooked them in the home game. We should have beaten 3-0. I just think Real Madrid's attack is too much. I think they'll get the better of us. But it'll be difficult either way. Amaru said, been a while, bless up, might be going to Madrid. Book your tickets, guys. Enjoy yourself, man. Metropolitano, massive stadium, Bernabeu. I'm tempted to try and go to the away leg. I want to see, I'd love to, but it's hard to get tickets. They don't give the away fans many tickets, and they stick you right up in the gods. War Eagle, Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and Bellingham versus Havertz, Marino and Nwaneri. And we won't even have Havertz, bro. You know what I mean? So, but embrace it. I'm excited for it. I am absolutely excited for it. Switch the question, Curtis. Which side would you rather go out to? Okay, if we had to go out, I would rather go out watching Real Madrid entertainment than watching Simeone terrorism football. Even though I think Simeone's football is a lot better than people give him credit for. People act as if he parks the bus every week. He doesn't. You know, they drew 4-4 with Barcelona last week. Oblak was a joke that day. Oh, mate, I think that De Gea, there was a game when we played Man United at home and De Gea, I think Alexis Sanchez, he made a point-blank save from him. Honestly, he turned into Spider-Man that day. De Gea and Oblak, 2 of the best individual performances I've ever seen from goalkeepers. Against Arsenal. Anyway, let's talk about last night's game. Sard said your top 5 right wingers at Arsenal of all time. Right wingers. Our right wingers have not been that great, if we're being honest. I mean, I'm looking at Saka would be in there. Freddie Ljungberg. suppose, I mean, Sanchez was a left winger. Perez was a left winger. Who have we had on the right-hand side, people? Who have we actually had? Yeah, we've been so bad on the right. I'd probably have to put Theo Walcott in there, and I wasn't even a fan of Theo Walcott. But he scored 100 goals. Ray Parlour played on the right sometimes. He was more of a midfielder. That right-hand side has not been great, let's be honest. The fact I'm putting Theo Walcott in there tells you everything. Anders Limpar, did he play on the right, yeah? Haleb was all right. Wiltord, I loved Wiltord. I know he was a super sub. Rocky could play on the right as well, so you got to go Rocky. Reyes was good. He just got kicked to bits in the Premier League. Let's go Rocky. Pepe, you know, I don't know. Rosicki more on the left. Haleb was on the right. Nasri played left. Let's go Rocky, Walcott, Lundberg, Saka. Sanchez was on the left. Sterling, Jesus. Can't say. Overmars was on the left. Who else would we go on the right? The right's not good, man. The right is not... Did Merce play on the right? I thought he was more of an attacking midfielder. But we're definitely struggling. People are saying Miachi and that. I'll go Haleb. Haleb was good. Early Van Persie played out wide. Joel Campbell actually had a very good season at Arsenal one year. Yeah, I mean, that right-hand side is not great, is it, man? The standards are not particularly high, that's for sure. When I'm putting Walcott in there. People saying Raheem Sterling. Parlour got Player of the Year from the right. Yeah, fair enough. Let's go Ray Parlour. Rocastle, Parlour, Saka, Lundberg, Walcott. There's your 5. I'll leave Haleb out because he ditched us for Barca and then flopped at Barca. Left wing is elite for sure. If you went left wing, I mean, Sanchez, Perez, Overmars, Nasri, Arshavin. We've had bags and bags of talent on that left-hand side. I remember having this argument once with Kevin Campbell, actually. I was saying to Kev, is Alexis Sanchez the best left winger that's ever played for Arsenal? We were debating him and Robert Pires. But because Pires achieved so much, even Podolski, man, he had a sledgehammer of a left foot. I did like Podolski. I did like him. He just didn't have the engine to play as a left winger in the Prem. He wasn't quite prolific enough to play up front. Liam Brady actually coached me once when I was younger. He took a coaching session in Nottingham. Top guy. Martinelli is up there. He ain't up nowhere, bro. I'll tell you that much. He ain't up anywhere. Probably running off the pitch. Anyway, let's move on. Great questions, though. Maybe we'll do a show during the international break where we look at that. Let's go over last night's game, people. Finally, positivity. Something to smile about. Goals, highlights, yes! Guess what? 7 goals from 8 shots. I thought the stats last night were actually unbelievable, and I spoke about this in my post-game fan cam, and I think Arteta needs to learn from this. Because I think sometimes managers get too caught up in this, and I'll tell you about it. And I said it post-game. Arsenal had less possession than PSV last night. 47% possession. Don't get me wrong, it's close, but when you've just beaten a team 7-1, you would probably think, we must have had 60-70% possession. In fact, look, 46% possession. We played less passes than them. 400 to 443. Mikel, my biggest piece of advice, and I've said it for so long about Arteta. Because listen, no matter what we think about Arteta's going to be Arsenal manager next season. Which is why I'm not constantly saying get rid of him. Because it just gets to the point where it feels like wasted energy. You know my thoughts and opinions on him. I said if he didn't win a trophy this season, I wanted him gone. But he ain't going nowhere. Take the shackles off this team. Take the shackles off. This team is capable of more in attack than I believe he is allowing this team to do. We've got one of the best goalkeepers in the Prem. Like, that's the reality. Alisson, Ederson, and then you've got to put Raya in the conversation. Our back four, along with Liverpool's, is the best in the league. No doubt about it. It might even be defensively more solid than them because Trent defensively is a bit of a liability at times. Us and Liverpool, best defence in the league. You've then got Partey and Rice in front, who are both natural sixers who are going to protect you. So for me, if I'm looking at that, I'm saying Odegaard, the two left wingers and the striker, them four should constantly be high up the pitch, causing problems. And then when you hit them in transition, you get one or two, three or four others forward, and you hit them with bodies. Get forward. But we pull our wingers so far back. Odegaard drops back in. Even our striker drops in. That sometimes we can't hit teams in transition because we're too deep. You watch Liverpool, they don't do that. Salah does do his defensive work, but they get him high up the pitch. Diaz is high up the pitch. You don't see Vinny and Mbappe and them dropping so deep. Rodrigo, I mean, somebody... Charlie just said there, Rodrigo this season, oh my God, Bun Isak, bring me Rodrigo. You ain't getting Rodrigo though, bro. That's the reality. He plays for Real Madrid. He starts every week. I thought there was an opportunity to get Rodrigo at the start of the season because he looked like he was going to be the fall guy. But now he plays every week. He ain't going to leave Real Madrid for Arsenal. We can actually get Isak. But I hear what you're saying. Rodrigo is an exceptional footballer. So clever. So intelligent. He's the unsung hero of that team. Mikel, this team doesn't always have to dominate the ball. It's about what you do with the ball. We played higher up the pitch. We were quicker in transition and we took our chances. 8 shots on target, 7 goals is outstanding. This performance was fantastic. Now, I thought PSV were awful last night. Awful. They were wide open. They were at home. They're in a bad run of form. They've been knocked out the League Cup. They've gone from being 6 points clear of Ajax to being 8 points behind them. They've basically thrown away the league. They've been knocked out the cup, and now they're going out the Champions League. So within the space of about 2 weeks, their whole season has deteriorated. They've got nothing left. Ian Beale settings. They were wide open. It was such a naive performance from them, and we annihilated them. And what I love about it is that we didn't just sit on it and sit on our laurels and go, oh, we're 3-1 up, let's just stop. We went 4, 5, 6, 7, and we've ended the tie in one night, people. We've ended the tie. It's over. I would make 5 or 6 changes in that second game and not be too worried about the result. Well, I'd be worried if we were 4-0 down at half-time, but I think use that home leg as an opportunity for the likes of Timber, Declan Rice, and Odegaard maybe, and give them a rest. They were begging to be annihilated yesterday. Malassi attacks and a centre-back called Flamingo. I mean, he defended like a flamingo last night, people. And Bakayoko, like you said, King, one of their best players. He came on, he went past Tierney, then he went past Calafiore. I went, and you've got this guy on the bench. What the hell are you doing? For Perisic, who's an old man. I don't know what the hell that PSV manager did last night, but he's trying to get his P45. I think they were a little bit arrogant. They probably thought they could just do us at home, and we battered them. But listen, I want to give credit to Arsenal. You can only beat what's in front of you. This is a PSV team that have just knocked out Juventus. They're 73 goals, I think, they've scored in the Dutch league this season. And yeah, you're right, Chris. I mean, Juventus. Imagine Juventus sitting at home last night. Yeah, PSV just lost 7-1 to Arsenal. What? They just lost to these guys, and man are talking about Vlahovic and that. It's not a good look. But listen, player ratings will be very high today, which is great. I'm glad we can be positive. I'm glad there's some hope and optimism because let's face it, we've had a very difficult time of it as Arsenal fans. Not getting a striker in the summer, Saka's injury, Havertz's injury, Jesus injury, Martinelli, January transfer window. We've had a lot of frustration and disappointment, and this gives us some short-lived optimism. As I said, this doesn't fix everything. This is like having a wound and putting a plaster on it when it needs stitches. It's going to stop the bleeding for a little bit, but it isn't going to totally fix the problem. So I don't want people to think, oh, because we beat PSV 7-1, all of a sudden it's been an amazing season and everything's rosy in the garden. It's not. There are things that need to change very quickly. But what it does give me hope is it makes me feel like, imagine if we get the right players. Because I think we've got a fantastic back five if I'm including the goalkeeper. Our midfield is pretty good. Still probably could do with tweaking, and it's just that front line. I think next season, Arsenal's front three needs to be Saka. I mean, it could be Nwaneri, but if it's not Nwaneri, I want a new left winger and a new striker. First day of next season, I want to see Saka, a striker, and a left winger, if Nwaneri is not in that team. So, for example, I want to see Saka, Isak, and whichever left winger we go for. I would have liked Kvaratskhelia, but obviously he's gone. We're being linked with Nico Williams. I want to see a totally new front line next season. Did you hear Saliba after the second or third goal? He said we go for more elite player settings. He knows what time it is, bro. He's desperate to win. Don said our first 11 needs a striker, left winger, and a left 8. Yeah. Yeah. What I would do next season, I'd drop Rice back into the 6. If Partey stays, I'd bench him. He's 31. I'd give him a 1-year extension and use him as a squad player. That doesn't mean he can't start sometimes, but I'm going for Declan Rice in the 6, Martin Odegaard, and then I'm buying a top quality left 8, whoever that is. I've said many times I'd love Barella, but I don't think we'd get him. That would be my midfield next season. Because, although I say that, this kid Nwaneri is playing at such a level, like, we're going to talk about him anyway. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him. Odegaard, this player ratings was saved by your second half performance. I always say to people, if you win, it doesn't mean everybody played well. If you lose, it doesn't mean everybody played bad. You can score a goal and still not play that well. Odegaard in the first half was poor. In the second half, he was brilliant. So you balance that however you want to balance it. People was messaging me, oh, Odegaard. I said, no, second half he was brilliant. First half he was dreadful. But you might not get away with that first half against Real Madrid because they might be 2-0 up and you don't get the opportunity to have that second half. So it all has to be put into context. I'm delighted that Odegaard put in that second half performance because for Arsenal to win games and be successful, we need Odegaard in form. He's our most creative player in midfield. We need him to play well. But you can't throw 45 minutes of football away in the Champions League. Because as I keep saying to everybody, we are about to go up 2 levels in this next round of this competition. 2 levels, people. We're either playing against the best attack in world football in Real Madrid. I mean, you're talking about a dream team. Rodrigo, Vinicius and Mbappe. Or you're playing against potentially one of the best defensive teams in world football with a manager that's just ruthless. What you're getting away with against PSV, you won't get away with in the Wanda Metropolitano against Atletico or the Bernabeu when it's absolutely rocking. I mean, it is, bro. Come on, let's be real. That front 3, if you was in a back 4, you tell me a better front 3 in world football than that. TKN said it's not the best attack. What are we doing it? Who's got a better attack than that Real Madrid attack? It's the best in the world. City's ain't better. Liverpool's ain't better. Bayern's ain't better. That's the best. It's the best in the world. Atletico is more beatable than Real, plus Madrid will have too much for us in attack. We rely on our defenders in both boxes. We'll make expectations weigh them down. That's my opinion. I think Arsenal have got a better chance of beating Atletico than Real. I know people say Real attack and our defence is good, but I just think they're too good going forward. Barca, I mean, Lewandowski, Mbappe, that for me is a Real Madrid win. Vinicius, Rafinha, that's a Real Madrid win. Lamine and Rodrigo, I mean, that is close, by the way. So I don't think Barca's is better. But they're scoring the most goals, so I get it. You could say it is. Individually, the Real Madrid's is the best. It's the best. I think it would be very hard to deal with. Part-time party. Unpopular opinion, we weren't our best against PSV. I think it was a breath of fresh air, but that wasn't even prime Asna. PSV were diabolical. Yeah, maybe we can go up another level, to be honest, but we'll take 7-1 all day long. Tarun said, big up Big C. People see Max Dowman say Max Dowman's better than Ethan and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Saw a small glimpse in that FA Youth Cup. Hopefully he translates. Listen, I love hype until I see it in first team football. I don't start saying things like that because Eddie Nketiah was breaking records in the youth team. I remember somebody telling me years ago that Solanke was the best striker in England off what he was doing at youth team level at Chelsea. Go and look at, they were winning FA Youth Cups. Solanke was breaking records left, right and centre. Every club in England wanted to sign him at Chelsea. He ended up at Liverpool. It didn't translate to first team football. He's a decent Premier League striker. So, yeah, Patino was the next Jack Wilshere. Next minute, man's playing second division in Spain. Until I see that happen in the first team, then man need to relax, bro. I know what I'm seeing of Ethan and them right now, and it's translating. It's Google translating, people. Alex said, Big C, I have an honest question. Does Sterling train with the same team or does he train with the under-18s? He's becoming the worst player in the Prem. I've said it before and I've said it again, people. Take all your expectations of Raheem Sterling, put them in a plastic bag, dump them in the recycling. It's done. And I've got a lot of respect for Raheem Sterling's career. I've got a respect for him as a person. I've met him a number of times. He's a cool guy. He's had an unbelievable career considering where he comes from and his upbringing. He's just done. There's no point even being angry with him. It's not his fault. You go on Auto Trader today and buy a car with 200,000 miles on the clock. You're halfway down the road and the engine cuts out. People are going to say, well, why did you buy a car with 200,000 miles on the clock? It's finished. I'm not even mad with Raheem Sterling. We got to stop going through Chelsea's recycling bins thinking that we can restore things back to what they were. It don't make sense. I think Unknown C, I think we misheard him. He said, you haven't seen the best of me. I think he said, you're never going to see the best of me. I think we misheard him, man. I think that was AI, bro. I think they changed what he said. I'm telling you, Sterling lifted his head up. He was like, right, 1, 2, 3. You're never going to see the best of me. And then they changed his words. You haven't seen the best of me. He's like, what? I never said that. I'm knackered. I can't even run anymore. He said, what? What are you talking about? AI, bro, I'm telling you. And I don't mean Allen Iverson. It's madness. Razzie, I don't even know what's going on. When he comes on the pitch, and I'm trying to be respectful here, but I can't help it. The Jamaican roots are telling me to just not do it, but I can't help myself, right? Because that's what we are, information and entertainment. Big up your damn selves. I'm watching Sterling play, and it's like he's playing like he can't play football. Am I being really disrespectful here? And I don't want to. I really don't want to, because I've got so much respect for his career. But he just runs into people. He got the ball last night, and he just ran into the guy. I'm like, you can't... Is this guy Shadow out of Sonic? He teleports through people and away. He's trying to teleport through defenders. I'm watching him, and I'm confused. This is a guy that's won like 4 Premier Leagues. He's played in Champions League finals. He got in team of the tournament in Euro 2020. I haven't seen him take a defender on. It's like he's genuinely... His confidence is absolutely... They should put... Honestly, Raheem, give him a holiday. I don't know what the problem is. I think what it is with Raheem, right? I'll be totally honest with you, right? I know I'm... All jokes aside here, but he is playing like he can't play football. I genuinely think with Raheem Sterling at the moment, right? Sterling came through at youth team level, right? And his reputation was massive, right? He came through at QPR. He was playing years above himself. He was so quick. He was an amazing dribbler. He was going past people. So since the age of being like 14, 15, then he gets the move to Liverpool. By 16, he's in the first team. He's ripping it up at Liverpool. He's in the England squad. Goes to Man City. Massive money. Wins the league. Dominates at City. Ends up at Chelsea. Realistically, for all of Sterling's career, he's been at the top. You're the star boy. Everybody's probably told you your whole life how great you are. All of a sudden, he hits this down spell at Chelsea. The manager's disrespected him, binned him, took his number off him. He's come to Arsenal and he's just sitting on the bench and his confidence is gone. His dribbling's not as good. And I don't think he can find it in him to figure out how to get back to where he is. I just think I think there's too much mileage on the clock. Really, you should be saying, why did we sign him? Ryan said, big up Curtis, please stop the Nico Williams talk. His stats are so average. Well, that doesn't mean we don't want him. I agree. I looked at his stats having a totally mid-season, but the manager apparently is obsessed with him, is what they're saying. Yash said, how 8 shots Zinchenko and Rice shots saved, right? Well, the ref, didn't he give them both as goal kicks? Which was crazy. Big up Yash. Target 98. Arsenal has no European heritage. Please make the quarterfinal. That would be one of our best seasons. I can't lie. A quarterfinal. And OGN said Sterling's body is not listening to his mind. You're absolutely bang on there. He's having an argument with himself. He's telling his body to run past the defender, and his body, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. I can't dribble past nobody. I don't know. Is it wrong that I'm singing R. Kelly in 2025? I apologize. I apologize. Anyway, it was the song that came into my head, people, man. You know what I mean? I know I shouldn't really be singing R. Kelly under the current circumstances, but, you know. It's still a big song. We can't deny that he was a good artist, but, you know, there was girls locked up in the dungeon. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on before they cancel me. Right, let's get into player ratings, people. Let's get into player ratings. David Raya. David Raya. Bro, these kids are right. Listen, man. It is what it is. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today, people. David Raya, 6.5. Two shots on target. Easy work. Easy night's work. Could have laid on the floor and just read a book. I mean, is this not worse, though? I just sang it for the sake of the content. Don says he still plays R. Kelly loud in his car. On one hand, I'm like, you know what I mean? Remix to Ignition. I'm the world's greatest. But on the other hand, I'm like, loud as well, you know. Not even like he's got it quiet. Let's move on. David Raya, just got one piece of advice for you, though, bro. You don't need to be near the halfway line. I was reading a comment last night during the watch-along. You know when you just have a little minute? I'm reading the comments, and I looked up, and I had to start squinting my eyes and said, hold on. Why is David Raya 50 yards out from goal? You know, like when you was a kid and you played rush goalkeeper and the goalkeeper starts dribbling past people and trying. I said, brother, what are you doing? You better relax. I know it's PSV, but calm down. 6.5. Raya thinks he's Ramos. 6.5. Good night at the office. This next guy. The right back. I'm not saying his name yet. And I'm going full screen. I'm going full screen. I'm telling you now. Cheers, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Almost forgot what day it is. This guy, for me, is an absolute monster. I love this guy. What a player. People saying get the full name. It's full name season. This guy is a monster. This guy is one of the best signings we've made in a long... He's 23 years of age. Jurian David Norman Timber. Man like Norman. Norman Timber. This guy is an animal. On the back of an ACL injury, 8 Champions League games, 24 Premier League games, 4 EFL Cup games. He's played 36 games this season already. After doing an ACL last season. Man like Norman. Man like Normski. Big Norms. Storming Norman. Yo, I like these names you lot are putting, you know. Big Norms. This guy is a tank. I'm almost tempted to... I'll give him... I was going to give him 10 out of 10. I might be getting carried away. He wasn't man of the match, but... You know that game meant a lot to him last night. Former Ajax player. Brother plays for Feyenoord. He don't like PSV. That goal at the back post, I described him as a salmon leaping out of the river. Back post, Noah Lang, bang! Timber! You know what I've realised, people, right? And I hope people do. You need certain players from certain countries in your team because they bring certain elements with them. Do you know what I'm saying, people? He's Dutch. He's got that, you know what I mean? That little arrogance about him from Amsterdam and all that. He just handles business. This guy is a beast. I mean, you were saying there, by the way, best right backs. If you look over the years at Arsenal, at our best right backs, you're looking at Lauren, Lee Dixon, and Sanya, Ben White, and him as the best five, to be honest. And I think he's better than some of them ones that I've just mentioned, although obviously some of those guys have won trophies. I'm giving him 9 out of 10. He is outstanding. I love that guy. He's absolutely unbelievable. Give him a rest next week, by the way. I'm giving him 9. He is unbelievable. Old school pickup truck, bro. He just no nonsense. I seen it on tour, you know. Could tell what his energy was. He's quiet. He's got quite a serious face. He trains. He's stocky guy. Guy's an absolute beast. Absolute beast of a player. That is one hell of a signing at 40 million. Delivery. Give me 1 second. It might be the China mug from Arsenal. We're back. We're back, people. It was worth it, man. 550 quid after a 7-1. It wasn't. It was Amazon delivery. I have deliveries here like every 2 or 3 days. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, where was we? Where was we? Nah, no new merch. No new merch. Bro, that new China stuff is sold out. I don't know what's worse. They're selling it for £500 or the fact that it's sold out. Next day delivery after the result. No chance. I don't think I'll buy merch for the rest of the season. I think that's me done. Elliot Roberts, did someone say... He's got next day delivery. All the way to Canada, bro. Anyway, let's go into... Where was we? We've done Timber. Incredible. Lewis Skelly. And you're right, you know, Nev. You know what happened then? Banged on my door. I opened the door and the stuff's just on the floor. Man's walked off already. They just bang, take a picture, and they jog into the van to get the next delivery done. Big up Normski TV, man. Big up. Lewis Skelly. Let me just say about Lewis Skelly, right? I love Lewis Skelly as a player. I think he's a fantastic player. But he could have cost us last night's game. So I think last night you saw one of the best referees in Europe because, and I'm not just saying that because he let us off with a massive decision. I think he used common sense, the ref. The ref could have easily said, he's already been booked. That second challenge is a bad challenge. Let me send him off. I think the referee knew that that first one shouldn't have been a yellow card. So when he did the second one, I think he thought, well, I've booked you for a really soft one. So even though the second one's a bad one, if we reverse it, I would book you for the second one and not book you for the first one. And I think that is great game management from a referee. However, even though I'm drawing that up as a positive, bro, you better learn, bruv. He needs to learn because he could have cost us the game last night. I think it was like 1-0 when that happened. He could have cost us the game. And I could be sitting here today going crazy about him. You got dragged off after 30 minutes. I love Lewis Skelly. It's a fantastic assist. He's 18, London boy, playing for his boyhood club. He's aggressive. I don't want to take that feistiness out of him. because that's probably what's got him so far into the team. And you do learn from your mistakes. He's 18 and we do have to forgive him. He's not playing in his natural position. My question now to Arsenal fans, and I don't want anybody to think I'm going over the top here, is Lewis Skelly the long-term solution at left-back, or is he just taking up a position that we don't have anyone better in at the moment? Because I'm looking at those challenges and I'm thinking, are you going to get away with that long-term playing at left-back? Can you go to the Bernabeu and play against Rodrigo if you're diving in like that? You've got to be calm as a fullback. You can't jump into challenges. So, and listen, I'm not over-exaggerating. What I'm saying is, long-term, does Lewis Skelly still end up being a midfielder? Or does he become the left-back? Or do we need to sign a left-back in the summer? Because I don't think Calafiori is the answer. So, I like his personality. I like his aggression. But hold that down. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Right? I'm just bringing it down because he could have cost us the game. 6 is still an average performance. He got a brilliant assist to our boy Nwaneri, who we're going to talk about. Bit of immaturity, no problem. He's 18. He's 18. At 18, I was in Mali or ordering 4 shots of Sambuca. So it's not the end of the world, to be honest. He's getting an assist in a Champions League last 16 game. So, you know, put everything into context. You're doing well. You're still doing well. But you got to learn from that. Big up to Arteta for taking him off. He was a hothead last night. Tierney's still the best left back. I totally agree with that. But he's going to Celtic, isn't he? I actually think Arsenal need a left back in the summer. When I really think about it. Tierney's going to go. That leaves you with Zinchenko, Lewis Skelly, Calafiori. I still think we might need a left back. We've signed about 10 left backs. I think we need another one. Because I think Lewis Skelly wants to probably play in midfield. There's a rumour that Kieran Tierney's already signed a contract to go to Celtic. So that's out the window. People saying extend Tierney by a year. I think he's done and dusted, bro. He's the only left back at this age you can play wherever he wants. You can teach him to master. So, well, I'm thinking, even though he's not a natural left back, Trent wasn't a natural left back. He ended up, most people would say he's one of the best right backs in the world, even though he's not amazing defensively. So, you know, it's one of them. It is one of them. Tierney isn't our best left back. I think his injury record's a bit exaggerated. I'm going to give the 2 centre-backs 9 out of 10. I thought they were outstanding last night. I'm putting them in equal measure. Gabriel, what the moment of the game, 2 moments of the game that Gabriel did last night that a lot of people won't talk about too much. Number 1, that guy's basically got an open goal. And Gabriel puts that challenge in. He doesn't win the ball, but he doesn't really foul him either. But he does enough to put him off because he just rolls that into the middle of the goal. But because Gabriel's there, he has to lift it. The challenge puts him off. He hits the crossbar. Again, those moments, that is a different game if that goes in. Second of all, Perisic trying to run at him, just gets the shoulder. Bang! Hold that! You former Tottenham so-and-so. Sit down, bro. I heard what you said in the press conference. The absolute beast mode Gabriel was just... The engine was roaring, people. The engine was roaring. And Saliba yesterday. Saliba was different as well. He's getting pressed. He's doing Cruyff turns and going away from the striker. I'm like, bro, it's a Champions League last 16 game. Why are you so relaxed? Those two, we need those two at the club long term. We all know Madrid are lurking. They need to get Saliba in an office and say, you can't leave this office until you put pen to paper. 200 grand, no. I want to go Madrid. 230 grand, Hala Madrid. 250 grand, Hala Madrid. 275, Kylian Mbappe. 290, Vinicius Jr. 300. All right, give me that pen. I'll sign the new deal. He ain't leaving that office until he puts pen to paper. Gabriel's already got a long-term contract, so we're good. Don't let Saliba out of that office without signing a contract. On top of that, you need to tell him that we're signing proper players, not Like when they got Van Persie in the room and they told him we were signing Shamak, and he said, all right, I'm going to Man United. You need to tell him, listen, we're going all out for Isak. We're going for this guy. We're going for that guy. You got to bring quality. I've got to cut this for this, by the way. Nwaneri said, big up C. Said that he lost his 12-year-old son last week. Your streams helped me through the pain. Bro, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what you're going through. Big up to you for even tuning in today. I hope you're well. Sure, the community will, support you in the comments as well. But big up. I know you've been in the comments for a long time as well, man. So stay strong, bro. Thoughts go out to you and your family, man. Big up, man. Damn. That I don't even know what to say, to be honest. I can't even... crazy, but big up to you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Stay strong, man. Stay locked in with the community, bro. But nah, big up to you, man. Here you go. C-Unit family forever, man. Big up yourselves. I don't even know how to carry on the show after that. Madness, man. Big up yourself, bro. Let's go into the Arsenal midfield. Partey last night was... He has these moments, don't he, Partey, where it's like, I just don't even understand why he gives that penalty away last night, Thomas Partey, to be honest. It was a silly moment. I don't want to over-exaggerate it again, but I give it... What would I give Partey? Because he gave away that penalty, but then I feel like I give Partey 5 out of 10. Because I would have given Lewis Skelly a 5, but he got the assist. So I moved him back up to a 6, where Partey, I'm actually going to give him a 5. Because what a stupid penalty to give away. And let's be honest, again, those moments can cost you games. It's just a silly moment. I'm not going to annihilate him for it. It was just a stupid foul to give away, to be honest. And he got booked and he got dragged as well. It wasn't a great night for him. Next season, Partey for me should be on the bench if we keep him. You can play him in some games, don't get me wrong, but just give Rice that 6 role. Although, however, Rice played well yesterday. And I do think if you sat down with Arteta in a room now and said, what midfield do you want next season for Arsenal that's realistic with the money you're going to have? I genuinely think he would say Zubimendi in the 6, Rice in the left 8, and Odegaard in the right 8. That's the midfield that I think Arteta wants on the pitch first day of next season. I think he's going to actually keep going with this Declan Rice as an 8. I don't think he's thinking, next season we'll put Rice in the 6 and buy an 8. He wants a 6. He wants Zubimendi. He wants a ball-playing 6 that can take the ball under pressure. I think he wants Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard as his midfield next season, which is... I'm still not sure about it, but maybe Rice needs time to adapt to that more attacking role. We got to understand he played for years under David Moyes, quite defensive, direct football. Maybe he does have the ability. But Partey gets a 5. Let's talk about Declan Rice. I thought Rice had a brilliant game last night. And again, as I keep saying, he's going to have to go up a level. If we get Real Madrid... You're talking about Tchouaméni and Valverde and Bellingham and Camavinga. You're going to have to go up another level again. He was fantastic last night. He was brilliant he drove that midfield. If he can perform like that against better opposition, I'll put both hands up and say I got it wrong. He's not a 6. But last night he was outstanding. I'll give him 9 out of 10. The thing, do you know what Declan Rice has got more than anybody in this team is just the engine. He never stops running the whole game. He defends. Yo, we got him out of retirement. Big up yourself. It's sad that your first message back had to be sending your condolences to Nwaneri. But Fitz-Joseph is back in the chat. Good to see you, bro. He's been gone for months. He said Arsenal had pushed him too far. Fitz is back in the building. Big up yourself, bro. Maybe you've been listening in the background in silence, but you felt you had to say something to Nwaneri. Big up, man. Of course, we're all shouting out Nwaneri, but good to see you in the comments, bro. On the back of a nice 7-1 win as well. But yeah, Deckers, man. Declan Rice, outstanding performance. If he turns into a great number 8, then fair play. I don't see it, but last night he was absolutely brilliant. Martin Odegaard. First half, oh dear God. Second half, Odegaard. Do you know what I'm saying? First half, pillow foot. Second half, I called him concrete foot. I don't know if it is concrete foot. You know, the first goal he should score. The second goal, the keeper makes a bit of a hash of it. But do you know what? I'm going to give you some credit. In football, confidence is easy to lose and hard to gain. He's clearly a player that was short of confidence. And one thing you've never heard me do on this channel is question Odegaard's ability. I think Odegaard, ability-wise, is one of the best players at Arsenal. But ability sometimes is not enough. You look at players like Quaresma, Balotelli, Ben Arfa. You're talking about ability. Those guys are world beaters. But they didn't have the careers they should have because they didn't have that driving force. They didn't dominate enough games. They didn't capture big moments enough. But fair play to Odegaard, because I think first half Odegaard was one of our worst players. Giving the ball away, he just wasn't effective. Second half, 2 goals. Fair play, you were shooting. But the pass to Calafiori, let me tell you now. I know some people say, oh, there's no pressure. You were 5-1 up, 6-1 up. I don't give a damn. That pass is outrageous. It shows what he's capable of. Odegaard, if you could, you grab Odegaard by the shirt and say, brother, you got so much ability, you know. Wake up. Stop being too nice. This is Arsenal. You want to be captain of Arsenal. You want to be a legend. You want to win trophies. You can't be nice, bro. Football is ruthless. That's what I would say to Odegaard. I'd be arrested about a minute later, but that's what I would say to him. Come on, bro. Stop this Mr. Nice Guy image. You got to kick people sometimes. You got to dominate. I want Odegaard. And big up Nwaneri, man. He said, thanks to everyone in the community. Hey, prayers, bro. Prayers. I'm telling you now. I want Odegaard to want to be the best attacking midfielder in the world. That's what I want Odegaard to want to be. Even if he doesn't reach that level, I want Odegaard to be in an interview saying, I want to be the best attacking midfielder in the world. That's what I want to hear from him. I don't want you to be happy to just be part of the team. Odegaard should be looking at this Arsenal team right now. Look at that starting 11. Odegaard should be looking at all of that attack, that midfield and that front three, and saying, I'm better than all of these. Give me the ball. I'm going to win us the game. You're from Norway, bro. You're right. Be a Viking. Be a Viking. Try and be the best player. You've got so much ability, but it has to be consistent. When you're 25 yards out, shoot, damage teams, make the opposition scared of you being on the ball. His first half was very poor. His second half was fantastic. I'll give him 8.5. I think I'm still being good there. First half, he was 4 out of 10. Second half, he was brilliant. Drop him in Compton. You know what I mean? But the pass is outrageous. It's world class. But you've got to do that when we're under pressure. You've got to do that against Real Madrid. You've got to do that against Atletico Madrid. You've got to go to Old Trafford and do that. You've got to do that against Chelsea. You've got to do that against Liverpool at Anfield. Right? He's just had a baby. He's just had a baby, guys. He's just had a baby. The baby's latching on. Brilliant second half. We need more goals from him. He got man of the match, actually. But for me, people, the man of the match last night, Nwaneri. And you know what, right? I have to... Sometimes, when you've got a player at Arsenal, especially a young player, you think, don't get carried away. Don't do it. Don't get carried away. Don't say anything stupid. Don't put unnecessary pressure on him. Don't hype him more than he needs to be hyped. Just let him quietly handle his business and let's see where he gets to. That's what I should do. However, this is Curtis Shaw TV. We let the clip off. We're shameless. Information and entertainment. We say things that other channels probably would be afraid to say. I think he's one of the best young players I've ever seen at Arsenal. Cheers, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm sorry. I have to say it. And I'm not lying. It doesn't... Listen, not every young player reaches the level that their ability makes you think they're going to reach. Jack Wilshere was the new Paul Gascoigne. That's what they said. Turns out he was the new Darren Anderton. Couldn't stop getting injured. However, this kid, Nwaneri, is different. I don't care. You've all watched football, people. You know when someone's a baller, man. You just know when someone's a baller. The way he controls the ball, the way he dribbles. 1v1 situations, I'm like, yeah, you're cooked. You're getting done here, mate. I looked at Malacia last night, 1v1. I said, you're finished. Anytime you're 1v1 against him, he's going past you. He'll drop a step over, he's gliding past you. My biggest hope, I'm telling you now, this manager has to manage this guy properly. I can't stress this enough. Mikel Arteta, mate, you have got a diamond in your hands with Ethan Nwaneri. You have got to manage this guy properly. If you don't, you mess up. If you do, you could have a superstar on your hands. When I think about the best young players in recent years, Cesc Fabregas for me is the best young player. When you think he was 16 with the baggy shirt at Highbury running past Vieira, you could argue he's the best young player we've seen in the last 20 years at Arsenal. And Anelka was unbelievable when he came to the club. Saka was very good, but let's be real, 17, 18, he wasn't doing what Nwaneri's doing. He was better when he got to 19 and 20. Jack Wilshere was outstanding. That Barcelona performance, we thought, wow, this could be one of the best centre midfielders in the world. But what happened to Jack Wilshere? He got overplayed. England picked him at an early age. They played him in every tournament of every game. We never rested him. Ankle injury after ankle injury, and he was finished. You've got to manage this guy properly. Nunandino, you're right. And I said this the other day. Let him be who he is. Let him play with freedom. Do not get that system and that U-shaped football. Don't allow that to stop him from expressing himself. He got the ball last night. The moment of the night for me with Ethan last night. We're on the break. It's 4 against 4. He's got 3 senior players making runs. They're all in space. I think it was Odegaard, Rice and Trossard. They all made runs. And he looked at them and he went, no, I'm comfortable here. Went past the first guy. Second guy came to him. I went, is he going to pass? And he went, no, I'm going to go past you as well. And he hit it and the keeper tipped it over. And I went, he's got ridiculous belief in his ability. And also, he's got that arrogance to say, he didn't even apologise after and say, sorry, you know, Odegaard, you're the captain. I should have passed it up. He just kind of put his head down and went, okay, corner. He didn't give a damn. And I went, and I said this on the stream last night. It reminded me, nothing to do with his style of play, by the way. It reminded me of Michael Owen at Liverpool and when he played for England. I remember watching Michael Owen in that 98 World Cup and thinking, this guy doesn't give a damn about anybody on the pitch. He's just running past people. He's playing like he's in the playground. You know when you was like the best footballer in your school? In your wallabies, you know what I mean? Your kicker's shoes at lunchtime. And you had 7 players chasing after you because they couldn't even kick the ball properly. And you was like Messi on the playground. That's how he's going on. I think he's incredible. What he becomes is a totally different story. I hope he becomes that player. And like you said, we've seen it before. Michael Owen, Rooney. You've got to let these guys go. I think young players are fearless. They don't care. They're not They're not caught up in the circumstances or the pressure. They're just like, oh my God, I'm in the first team. I know I'm a baller. I'm having fun. He looks like he's having fun on the football pitch. I'm giving him 10. I'm sorry, I don't care. You might. Oh, he's getting carried away. 10 out of 10. 17. Champions League knockout state. He was the best player on the pitch. Best player. He made Malacia look like Andre Santos. Big up my bro Akeem. He said, we say manage him, but Rooney Ronaldo played every game at that age. Yamali's playing every game. Do you know what, Axe, though? When I say manage him, you know, I'm not even saying manage him as in, like, don't play him. I'm saying play him, believe in him, but just don't burn him out. Because I think Saka's been burnt out by the manager. And when I say that is, I don't want Saka playing against Bolton Wanderers in the Carabao Cup at home. I don't want Saka playing against Preston in the Carabao Cup. I don't want Saka coming on against Lons when we're annihilating them in a game. Put him at home, put your feet up. But allow Nwaneri to grow. People last night were saying Nwaneri should be in the England squad. I was like, yo, I don't mind if England don't pick him for a long time. Leave him away from it. But he's so exciting. Now, the question that I keep asking, what happens to Nwaneri when Saka comes back? Because at the moment, he's too good to drop. So, does Nwaneri go to the left? Does Nwaneri go in the 10 role and Odegaard drops in the 8? I don't know, but you can't drop him. You can't drop him. Yamal don't come back and defend for 90. Now, he doesn't have to work as much as you will have to for Arsenal. Ad says, White not going to find it hard. Going to find it hard to get the right back position back. It's interesting, isn't it? Does Timber end up at left back for Ben White? I don't think Ben White is going to be on the bench for too long. I think the manager loves him. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen, and he spoke in the press conference the other day about that triangle on the right of Saka, Odegaard and Ben White. So I wouldn't be surprised. He might go Timber and Nwaneri on the left, or he might go Saka on the left. But I think he'll put Saka back on the right. But then is Ben White a better right back than Timber? So he's gonna have some big questions to answer in the next few weeks. Let's go to Trossard. Let me tell you something. I mean, the day before, I'm saying Trossard, learn Arabic, you're gone in the summer. And he still could be, by the way. What a goal, by the way. What a goal that is. Oh, he was stone cold sober. The nutmeg. And the chip. Oh, God. That goal is outrageous. I'm telling you, he must have got 8 hours sleep. He never drank no beer. The nutmeg. He makes the run. He gets it back. He chips the keeper. I said, nah. Maybe we got to sell Martinelli. No, I don't know. One of them's going to have to go. Man said he was on that 0% lager. I'm telling you. 9 out of 10, mate. I'm sorry. That is special. That is unbelievable. But again, can you do that in the new... Well, not the new camp. Can you do that in the Bernabeu? That's what I need. With a lot of these players, I'm like, well done, but can you do that at the next level up? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for now. But he's... It was an outstanding goal, but it's got to continue. Man United at Old Trafford, can you do it? Chelsea at the Emirates, can you do it? If we get Real Madrid, can you do it? That's where we're going to see. Mikel Merino. It's funny, you know, for the first 30 minutes, I was saying this guy's hardly touched the ball. He hasn't done anything. He looks like a centre mid playing up front. Then he slots it in the bottom corner. And second half, his link-up play was really good. Again, Merino, well done. Good goal. I think he's going to continue to play up front. Am I confident he can do that against Madrid and stuff? I'm very, very doubtful that he can do that against Rudiger in the Bernabeu, you know. But it's all we've got, people. And the way Raheem Sterling's playing, what option do we have, people? What option do we have? Do you know what I mean? Like, really, our front three now should be Sterling, Nwaneri with Trossard up front, but we don't have any option. Trossard can't play football. I mean, Trossard. Sterling can't play football at the moment. So we've got a centre midfielder up front. It's all we've got. The one positive thing, and we're going to talk about it, we've got players coming back from injury, which is good. I'll give Marino 8 out of 10. Very good finish. Very, very good finish. It was terrible defending. I don't know what that guy Flamingo. I mean, he defended like a flamingo. So yeah, he had an absolute stinker. Let's go to the bench. Who came on? Kirantini. I can't even remember him really being in the game. He played a lovely ball actually into Zinni. Zinni, great touch. Keeper tips it wide. Ref gives a goal kick. Ben White was okay. Sterling, say no more. Calafiori. When the Monetization ID Calafiori. Finished that like a striker, by the way. 8 out of 10 for Calafiori. Sterling, non-applicable because he just ran into people. Zinni, I thought, looked quite good. Ben White didn't touch the ball much. Tierney, lovely ball. We give them 7, 6. 7. We scored 7 goals. We give them 7. Mikel Arteta, 9 out of 10. Do you know what? I'm going to give Arteta 10 out of 10. He made great decisions yesterday. He took Lewis Skelly off after 30 minutes. Didn't wait till half time. Got him off. Calafiori comes on, scores a goal. Marino scores. Trossard scores. Nwaneri scores. Odegaard gets 2. It couldn't have gone any better for the manager. And people think that I've got an issue with the manager. I want this manager to win the Champions League. I said if he wins the Champions League, build a statue of him outside the stadium. I'll be there polishing the statue. I'll be the most shameless guy you've ever seen. I want the club to be successful. If he's the manager, then so be it. I don't care who the manager is, just win. So, listen, well done to Mikel. Bigger and badder opposition to come. Big C apologised to Arteta. No apologies, bro. No apologies. Lift silverware, I apologise. That's what I'm here for. I ain't apologising for one victory. I'm just not. He should apologise to me that they didn't buy a striker in January. How about that? You go in the press conference and apologise to the fan base that you didn't get a striker in January. Yeah? How about that? He ain't going to apologise for that, is he? So I'll apologise when he lifts silverware. And I ain't talking about that China dinner plate that they're selling for about 50 quid. So yeah, there's no apologies, my friend. No apologies whatsoever. Win something, he can have the green screen. I'll eat waffles on stream. He'll get the whole apology. Until then, relax. That's where I'm at with it, people. Big up to everyone locked in. Hope you're well. 2,500 of you tuned in. We've been live for over an hour already. I'm going to round up shortly, but we got a couple other things to talk about. Just before we move on from the Champions League conversation. I mean, I don't know about anybody else. And some people are debating this. I think this, in terms of excitement, is one of the best Champions Leagues we've seen in years. I think this new format is absolutely brilliant. We've had big, exciting games in the group stage. Games that you haven't seen for years because all the big teams are separated. They all win the group and none of them play each other in that last 16 game. But you look at the games you're getting. Real Madrid against Atletico. PSG against Liverpool. Monster games, man. This new format's fantastic. The Champions League is heating up. And listen, let me just focus on this section for now, which is the Arsenal. And then we'll have a look just generally at the whole thing. Now, I've left that poll up for the whole show, which is, who would you rather play to give Arsenal a better opportunity of getting through? And I think at 7-1, I can say now that the PSV tie is done. We're through to the quarterfinals. I said I think Arsenal have a better chance of beating Atletico Madrid. Even though they are the mid-block kings, I don't think they've got the same level of quality as Real Madrid. And I just think Real Madrid are so good in attack that we will struggle to handle them in the Bernabeu. Atletico are good going forward. Griezmann and Rodrigo de Paul and Alvarez. Look at Alvarez's goal last night. I think we could do Atletico. at home. The away game is different. From what I understand, that yeah, the first leg's at the Emirates, which is not great. Whoever you play, you've got to beat them in the home leg, and then you've got to go and defend. Atletico, arguably one of the best defenses in world football, but I think from an excitement point of view, we'd love to see Real Madrid. I would hate Arsenal to play Atletico and get beaten like 1-0 on aggregate, and you just have two snorefests. You'd love to see us go toe-to-toe with Madrid, but Real Madrid, but I just think Real Madrid's attack is too strong. That's my concern. Even though we've got a brilliant defence at the Bernabeu, and I just don't know. 2-1 Real Madrid, it's all to play for. I'm not actually sure who's going to win out of that, out of those two. But listen, the whole Champions League, just in general, obviously we're pretty much through. I tell you something. This section here is very interesting. I think Liverpool will beat PSG over 2 legs, because the second leg's at Anfield, and I don't think PSG will beat Liverpool tonight. So even if Liverpool get a draw, I think at Anfield they beat them. Villa are pretty much through. They've won the away leg 3-1. I think they're through. If you get a Liverpool, Aston Villa, 2-legged tie, I think that'll be close. Villa at Villa Park, man, I'm telling you. That is a hard game. But I think the second leg's at Anfield again, so that's probably why Liverpool would get the better of them. Obviously over here, Benfica, Barca. I think Barca will win. Dortmund, Lille. I think Lille might beat them, you know. They drew 1-1 in Germany last night. Lille are a bit of a dark horse this year. I think they might beat Dortmund back in France. Bayern Leverkusen, I think, will be a very close game, actually. You would make Bayern Munich the favourites, but Leverkusen are dangerous, and I think Inter will beat Feyenoord quite comfortably. I think that's the most open... Well, I think that's the most definite victory before the tie that you're going to see. So I reckon you end up with Inter against Bayern, Lille against Barca, Liverpool, Villa, Real Madrid, Arsenal, quarterfinal. That's what I reckon is going to happen. I think Villa, because Unai, man, he knows how to win these games. I think that'll be a very hard game for Liverpool. Very hard game. Oh, the second leg in Leverkusen? I didn't know that, you know. Yeah. Wow. Leverkusen are going to give Bayern Munich problems, I'm telling you now. They're going to give them problems. I didn't know the second leg was back at Leverkusen. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Inter Milan, I think, are the outsiders to win the whole thing. I mean, everyone's looking at Madrid and Barca and Liverpool. I think Inter are the dark horses that could win this. They are so good defensively. But yeah, it'll be interesting, people. It will be interesting. Aaron said, Big C, real talk. How do I buy tickets for the quarterfinal? I want to take my bro as a surprise. I don't know if Red membership will count for that. So I would say join as a Red member and then buy a ticket. But I don't know if the deadline has passed. You would have to buy them online. You're going to get overpriced tickets. You'll pay a lot, man. I mean, if it's Real Madrid, tickets will be absolutely through the roof. So I would say make sure there's plenty of dough on your bank card. That is for sure. People will be desperate to watch Mbappe and Vinny and Bellingham and them against Arsenal. So yeah, if I know anybody selling them, I'll let you know. Earwoo said, I think I see a Cavani in Calafiori. Cavani. Long hair Cavani, yeah. T-Dot said, the problem is we don't have the mentality to beat either Madrid team. Marino as our striker is a disgrace. It's definitely not great, that's for sure. Oh, the deadline hasn't passed yet. There you go then. Maybe join as a Red member and then just get in the ballot and hope that you're lucky. Internationally, innit? Carragher says it like that. Final bit of news. Let's finish off with this. They're on their way back, people. In fact, do you know what I can't believe? Martinelli's been picked in the Brazil squad. Now, if I'm Arsenal, I'm pulling him straight out of that squad. The international break is after next weekend, by the way. We've got Man United this Sunday. We've then got the PSV second leg midweek. And we've then got Chelsea next weekend. After that, we've got a 2-week international break. Martinelli hasn't played for Arsenal yet. Yet you're going to send him all the way to South America to play 2 games for Brazil. No, no, no. Pull him out of that squad. Get him fit at the training ground. You don't need to be doing that. I'm sure they've got Vinicius who plays left wing. I'm sure Neymar's been recalled as well. But maybe Arsenal look at it as a way for him to get match fitness and get him back fit for Arsenal. So don't be surprised if he goes over there. But yeah, like you said, Never, limit his minutes. Definitely limit his minutes. I think what I'm trying to say here, people, is that the quarterfinals are on the 8th and the 9th. It hasn't been decided what day yet. And then the 15th and 16th of April. So we're currently the 5th of March. So you've got just over a month until the first leg of that quarterfinal. Martinelli obviously has been called up for Brazil, which means they must have got the okay from Arsenal that he's going to be available in the next couple of weeks. So you would expect Martinelli to be fully fit and available by that first leg, which is a good option even if he's off the bench. Now, how far is Saka away from a return? Arteta's been very quiet, but we've seen that he's doing work in the gym and that he's been on the grass. I don't think he's training with the team, but he is back running, or it looks like he's at least jogging. Could we get Saka even on the bench for that Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid game? Martinelli has been very frustrating, but let's be honest, you'd rather be bringing on Martinelli than Raheem Sterling the way Sterling's playing. So, or are we getting ahead of ourselves? Is Saka still way off? Is it the end of April? Is it the start of May? But I think he could be back at the start of April. Certainly in training. Whether that means he's available for a game, I don't know. But can you imagine the boost that would give us? Seeing these two back in the squad, especially Saka, of course, who's our best attacking player. But listen, big up to everybody locked in. Appreciate your support. And what's going on? I'm on AFTV at 7 o'clock tonight with Cecil. If you guys want to tune in for that one, then feel free. There'll be a lot of discussion over there. And then I'll be back here. I'm here live tomorrow at 2:30. I'm live tomorrow with Dan Potts. Is anyone live, people? Anyone live? Let me know. Do we redirect? I am tempted to do a watch along for that PSG Liverpool game if I can get that game, if I can get that stream finished in time on AFTV. Anyone live, people? Anyone live to redirect to? Let me know. I'm trying to redirect all the time now, you know. Anyone live? Rants is live with Saeed, is he? Okay, let's redirect there. Let's go and see some Man United pain, people. Some Man United pain. Kobe Mainu rejects 120k United offer. Fair play to him. That kid's got sense. Make sure you put Curtis Shaw raid, C-Unit raid, all of that good stuff. AFTV tonight, 7 p.m. Get yourself locked in, and I may do a watch along tonight. If not, 2:30 tomorrow. Take care, people. Enjoy your Wednesday. Bless.